The report of Sigaram Dcmsss for plenary assembly. Sigaram Dcmsss, since its inception in the year 2000, has been catering to the primary socio-economic needs. The target people, as we all know, the poor, the frail, the feeble, the marginalized, the orphans, the challenged sections such as the visually impaired, the physically impaired, the hearing impaired are the chief beneficiaries. The tribal, the lepers and the socially underprivileged, unfortunate downtrodden fraternity are also focused. Sincere thanks to Very Reverend Father Nesamani OCD, the Provincial Superior, as well as the President of Sigaram Dcmsss and to all the board members of Sigaram Dcmsss. Scratch beginnings. I assumed into Sigaram Dcmsss office in the capacity of Director and Secretary in July 2020. To be honest, I had to start from the state of nothingness. A scratch and a dry session of corona cloud added fuel to the fire. Clueless of the intricacies of Sigaram Dcmsss office, I was forced to run from pillar to post, knocking at the doorstep of donors to raise funds to run the show. Many disappointing responses in the beginnings came on the way. With the trust in the providential care of the Almighty, I marched on. Just like pendulum that has its swing, there were some positive responses from the willing hearts of the donors. And here are the activities that I have cascaded, of course, in collaboration with our staff team. Activities. Vendor carts. It was a red-lettered day when Dcmsss launched vendor carts for the families that were thoroughly devastated on the horrific death blow of COVID, who were jobless, who lost their dear and near ones due to COVID, and they were given priority in the scrutiny process for the issue of 30 vendor carts, ensuring the sustainable life of the beneficiaries in the core component of the project. Extension of free tuition centers. From the existing number of 17 tuition centers, we expanded up to 53 free tuition centers to encourage effective learning of 1,800 students. Every tuition teacher is given monthly honorarium rupees 1,500 for their selfless service to the children. Creation of Alagana Ulagam, beautiful world. It is the foresight of our office to organize a troupe for the sightless people with the title Alagana Ulagam, beautiful world. This is a music concert meant for the visually challenged. The innate and innovative music talents of the visually challenged are identified, approved and experimented in the music concert. There is an overwhelming response on the part of the audience for this program. Secondly, the income earned out of it meets the financial stability of 15 families. Aid for the Gypsies. More than 7 times, the Gypsies got aid for their subsistence. Food materials and other basic amenities were given to them during COVID and post-COVID situations. Tarpaulin and other shelter facilities were provided to them when their hamlets were swept away by torrential showers and flood. Jobless musicians and their pathetic plight. Jobless musicians in the district of Trichy became penniless, restless and peaceless. To give a facelift for them, an online music concert was organized, a live program that was flashed in the Facebook and the YouTube. The musicians received attractive cash gifts and the money earned out of it was equally shared among them. Christmas gifts to SHG, that is Self-Help Group. In many areas of our project spots of SHG, especially Thakalai and Edamalaipatti Pudur, received many gifts from Dcmsss during Christmas and other occasions to rejuvenate the life standards of their families. Educational scholarship. The powerful weapon and vibrant tool of education continued even amidst corona circumstances. The children of the visually challenged enjoyed the major slice of this eventful episode. We have helped 43 students, and in collaboration with other foundations, we have helped 39 college and school-going students. Avila School of Fine Arts. This novel program has stimulated the fine arts skill among the students, and their talents were beautifully displayed during the Arangetram. It was a feast for the eyes of the audience, to the apex of their delight. Almost 60 children get benefit out of it every year. This is affiliated to Kalaikavari College of Fine Arts. Sigaram Media. This serves as a cynosure for all the music lovers for composing, editing with audio and video effects, and the entire components that cover the music paradigm. Construction of Sigaram Recording Theatre serves the Lord for the effective functioning of our social service unit. Emergency relief measures. Many initiatives and ventures during the COVID climate and post-COVID have greatly helped the affected victims to ensure a happy living for them. Examining the need and urgency of the people, we distributed foodstuff, groceries, medical kits and clothing materials several times to the people at Valangaiman, Edamalaipatti Pudur, Thannirpandal, Thuraisamyapuram, Manalikarai, Pothanur, Nanakudi, Gypsies at Gandharvakotai, physically and visually challenged people at Manikandam, and people with leprosy at Panjapur. Installation of computers. 15 computers with a color printer were installed at Carmel ITI Narasinganur for a new trade on computer literacy. Launch of ambulance service. Dcmsss takes it as a privilege and credit of launching free ambulance service to save the lives of the victims of COVID and to care for the elderly who have least chances for mobility are considered as precious and valuable persons for access for ambulance services. Promotion of soft skills. As English language plays a pivotal role in job market, we have taken many measures for enriching and empowering the skill of the learners for effective impact in the same. 3 months of intensive course on English was conducted at Dcmsss. Martial arts. Silambam is one of the chivalrous feats of Tamils. This art is very well nurtured among the young minds in the morning and evenings at our campus. Reflexology treatment. A stress-free and medicine-free approach is adopted in the reflexology treatment, mostly on the foot, which is the connecting point of all the nerves. Many are freed from their physical ailments. Treatment is given 2 days in a week. Chess competition for the visually challenged. A state-level chess contest for the visually challenged was organized to cascade their skills and knowledge on chess, which occupied the medias and dailies. Fabulous prizes were distributed to 80 participants from all over Tamil Nadu to support their economic needs. Enhancement of cognitive skills. Supply of pedagogical tools. A digitalized format with computers and projectors were installed in the tuition centers and in the schools as well. Smartphones were supplied to 157 students for effective online mode of learning during COVID impact situations. A lullaby for baby Jesus. An online fascinating singing competition during Christmas season was organized, which was telecasted in Sigaram Media YouTube channel. This attracted 120 competitors from Tamil Nadu, Bangalore, Canada, Singapore and Qatar as well. Glittering smiles of the orphans. The children in our boys' home at Manalikarai were honored with clothing materials during the Christmas season that brought a mood of joy and jocularity among them. Tribal empowerment DAF drum. The traditional folklore music among the tribal, namely DAF drum, was restored and rejuvenated through intensive practice for them. This soul-searching experiment was made to safeguard the ethos and pathos and the cultural milieu of the tribal youth. skill development program. The computer skill of the youth and the sewing skill of women through tailoring are being handled effectively and emphatically in order to fetch job for them to stand at their own heels. We feel proud that we have trained 260 participants. Training for competitive exam, TNEB. This is the first of its kind initiated by our office, a typical program for the Tamil Nadu Electricity Board training for an in-depth and intensive coaching for 160 youth for a consecutive period of 3 months for job placements in the EB department. The hilarious lepers. On the World Leprosy Day, the remnant lepers in Trichy district were honored with new robes that resultantly brought hilarity and the spirit of jubilation among them. Tarpaulins were also distributed to them during rainy season. Christmas bus with the vulnerable. A strength of 300 members and above, especially the visually challenged, the physically challenged, the deaf and dumb, the tribal, the lepers, HIV positive and menial job workers were given clothing materials during Christmas time in the presence of Most Reverend Dr. Arogyaraj, Bishop of Tiruchirappalli. Housing aid and medical aid. Partial housing aid to 3 families were given for shelter facilities for the most deserving people. And medical assistance was provided for a physically challenged student. Partial medical expense was met by Dcmsss during horrific COVID climate. An educational excursion. Educational excursion was organized for the tuition children to historical places for a picturesque presentation and to create fond memories in their minds of what they have already learned in the textbooks. Beneficiaries are from Kurukkuchalai, Thurai Samyapuram and Valangaiman. Installation of candle making unit was launched to support the family needs of the visually challenged and to create certain job facilities for them. Hygiene sanitary napkins. To promote health and hygiene, 100 safety sanitary napkins for women made of soft clothing materials were distributed. This was highly welcomed by the recipients. Supply of school kits. As the schools are reopened, 1,000 tuition children in 53 different centers are being distributed with quality school bags worth of rupees 600 each. It is on the process. Housing for a needy. One of the most deserving isolated feeble family without proper shelter was identified at Edamalaipatti, Pudur. A beautiful house was constructed for Mr. John Peter's family. Our office made the major slice of the expense in the construction process and with the meager support of the parishioners of Edamalaipatti, Pudur. Capacity building for the youth. In collaboration with the ISI, Indian Social Institute, Bangalore, Sigaram Dcmsss takes up a novel scheme of capacity building for the rural youth. Among 5 mission stations of Carmelites, 10 ebullient and energetic youth will be selected by our office in order to inculcate leadership skills, envelop their self-esteem, to constructively build their personality. In a nutshell, to form an integrated youth with the multiple capacities to showcase as model for others. Construction of compound wall, new gate for the multipurpose hall and mini stall. Considering the need of the time and disruption from outsiders, we constructed compound wall and an elegant gate to add color to our multipurpose hall along with a stall in the premises of Infant Jesus Church, Edamalaipatti, Pudur. To conclude, dear Reverend Father Provincial Superior, Honorable Council members and respected fathers gathered here, thank you for listening to the presentation from Dcmsss. You have in any of the ways played a pivotal role in promoting a harmonious blended joy with integrity towards vulnerable solidarity for stabilizing independence and sovereignty for them in the areas indicated above. I personally owe a deep sense of gratitude for all your compassionate outlook to the people who are at the verge of collapse in their lives and your collaboration and support to our office. Our Sigaram Dcmsss office takes up numerous initiatives to support the underprivileged and unfortunate sections in the society, and our open annexures elucidate the core content, seeking your constant support in the near future as well to raise the self-esteem and self-reliance of the people under our care. With every warm wish and prayerful regards, Reverend Father P. Suresh Kumar OCD, Director and Secretary, Sigaram Dcmsss. Thank you.